Hello everyone, my name is Raspberry Donut and welcome to my first ever fan theory video on Five Nights at Freddy's. This theory pertains to the Mimic1 program and where it first appeared in the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. Originally in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, it introduced a virus known as Glitch Trap that had infiltrated the VR game in Help Wanted. It was supposedly scanned into the game when the Fazbear Company brought in a bunch of parts from the charred remains of the older animatronics, in order to make the in-game animatronics look more real and lifelike. But when they scanned in all of the old parts, they contracted a virus known at the time as the Glitch Trap virus. Throughout the game, you collect these tapes that this woman seemingly left behind as she was becoming aware of this virus's existence. In the end, the woman in the tape asked the player to let the virus merge with them and then press a button that will allow the game to expunge the virus from itself. In the end, that isn't what ended up happening, as the player from the VR game we play as ends up being fully taken over by the Glitch Trap virus, which then leads into security breach, which then leads into discovering what this virus really is in the Ruined DLC. The Mimic1 program. What my theory suggests is that Help Wanted isn't the first time in the series that we've run into the Mimic1 program. What I'm suggesting is that the Mimic1 program was first introduced in Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. Now I know what you're thinking, but Raspberry, how could that be possible? Surely we would have noticed the Mimic1 program if it was in sister location. And to that I ask you, what is the Mimic1 program good at? That's right, mimicking and copying voices. But I hear what you're saying. What voice was he copying? And how could we not notice it? If he did his job correctly, of course you wouldn't notice it. In fact, no one ever did. The Mimic1 program was there in sister location, and he was mimicking the last animatronic you'd ever expect. The Mimic1 program was mimicking Circus Baby. After all, Circus Baby did say she was good at pretending. And what was another word for pretending? Mimicking. Now I know what you're all saying, but how could the Mimic1 program be mimicking Circus Baby when Circus Baby was at the very center of sister location? But that's the thing. The Mimic1 program did his job so well that you never noticed you weren't actually talking to the actual Circus Baby. Let me ask you, was your player character ever in the same room with Circus Baby that wasn't behind a glass window that purposefully hid Circus Baby's appearance? I'm sure most of you answered, duh, night 5. Well yeah, but something about that part always bugged me. Where were her eyes? In that scene they showed Circus Baby sitting there on the conveyor belt, but something about that part always stuck out to me as odd. When you looked at her, her eyes were missing. Where were they? It was like the endoskeleton of the face was completely removed from Circus Baby's head. Maybe it was more than just her head. In that part, it was assumed that Circus Baby was talking to you, while she was sitting there on that conveyor belt pretending to be off. But if that was the case, and she was just pretending to be off, why would her eyes be completely gone? Maybe it was more than just her head. Maybe it was just her shell sitting there on that conveyor belt, and Circus Baby was already scooped out before your character ever got there. Now that begs a different question. If Circus Baby wasn't actually there, where was Circus Baby, and who was I actually talking to? I believe that Circus Baby was already scooped out of her shell, and was completely melded together with the other Funtime animatronics. And the voice that your player character had been talking to the whole time was the Mimic1 program. After all, the Mimic1 program was good at mimicking voices, and it definitely explains Circus Baby's personality change in Pizzeria Simulator when she became Scrap Baby, because we weren't actually talking to the actual Circus Baby. Now I'm sure you're saying, okay, but besides those coincidences, do you have any actual proof that the Mimic1 program was even there in the first place? Well, yes. Do you remember that something bad that Circus Baby had you remove? The image of it should be on screen now. This device inner arm, the something bad, was the Mimic1 program. And it was controlling everything behind the scenes. Now I'm sure you have a few questions. How is he there? Why is he there? What is his overall goal? As for the how and why, I have no clue. But I do know his goal for that game. Now, knowing the Mimic1 program, what is his overall end goal in the current series? It was finding a body and getting out into the real world. In fact, in a few theories here on YouTube, it was known that the Mimic1 program was looking for a body in Security Breach. It's the main reason Vanny used Burn Trap in the Burn Trap ending. The Mimic1 program wanted to use a body to escape into the real world. So why wouldn't that be the case here? He's stuck in a little device and wants out. He doesn't want to be in his computer world anymore. My guess is that he may have been down there in that bunker a while. After being there a while, the Mimic1 program realized that whoever put it down in the sister location bunker wasn't ever going to return there. So when someone new ventured down there, the Mimic1 program hatched a plan to escape. His plan was to use the sister location main character, aka Michael, to not only help out in his escape, but to completely make him a brand new body that would house him as he escaped the sister location. But now I hear you saying, well, where exactly is Michael going to find a body for the Mimic1 program? I'm sure you don't have to look far for an actual suitable body. That's right. Ennard. Come on, have you ever heard of animatronics having the sentience to come up with an escape plan that involves mashing their bodies together and using Michael to escape? Especially when most of the MCI victims in the original Five Nights at Freddy's are, according to the puppet/Charlotte, like animals? Well, for me, I don't think it's possible. I think that plan was all created by the Mimic1 program in order to escape the sister location bunker. The Mimic1 program had full control over Circus Baby, being inside her shell and all. And he only lost control over her once he was taken out, and it wasn't immediately noticeable until enough time had passed. The Mimic1 program's plan went awry once it lost control, and after Michael died and got revived after his death, he got obsessed with finding his father. The Mimic1 program was completely forgotten by both Michael and Ennard, leaving the Mimic1 program's fate unknown until Help Wanted, where he showed back up as the Glitch Trap virus. I've given this theory a lot of thought, and asked myself all of the questions that a usual FNAF fan would definitely ask. And I think it's a pretty solid theory that fills in a lot of holes, but I'm definitely not perfect, and there could be many holes even I don't see. But this theory I proposed, it's just something that I wanted to share to get your brain thinking. To me, it makes a lot of sense since Scott had gone on record saying that the fans of Five Nights at Freddy's hadn't solved everything to do with sister location. So the looming fact of mystery made me try to find a theory that anyone could have missed about sister location. So just to recap, someone or something took the Mimic1 program to the sister location bunker, where it hatched an escape plan once Michael entered the scene. His plan was to use Michael to mash the Funtime animatronics together and use his body to escape the sister location bunker. But his plan went awry, and the Mimic1 program was forgotten about after being removed from Circus Baby's arm. Which explains why Scrap Baby acted so differently in Pizzeria Simulator. After that, the Mimic1 program was forgotten about until he was scanned into the VR game in Help Wanted, where he could enact another plan to escape his digital prison. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you really want more of this FNAF theory business, leave a like, leave a comment saying that I want to see more. And be sure to subscribe if you definitely want to see more. So until next time, I have been Raspberry Donut, and have a very raspberry-y day.